It's just silly. No.
Yeah, is that Celebrate song?
What are we celebrating? Wait, what are we celebrating? Celebrate good times.
Come on.
What are we celebrating, by the way?
It's a celebration. Celebrate good times. Come on.
Are we really pettily celebrating a 4-point weekend?
Yes.
There's a party going on right here.
No, you can't.
So I stop now.
We can't let them off because I've written the I've written everything on the back of my balloon because I didn't have paper.
Good thing you ended up with the white balloon then.
I know.
In that case.
Well played by me.
I hope they're not blocking the sound to the microphone.
They probably are. If you can't hear us, sorry. We are in the rink this week, and it's our first go at doing an outside broadcast.
The air's cold, and that's affecting the sound as well. It's very thick.
It's quite cold, yeah.
It's causing a lot of buffering issues with the sound.
It's not as it's not as warm as you would originally imagine.
What?
I don't know.
Stand up to speak.
We have to stand up to speak now.
1 minute ago we were told we can't dance because we'd be off camera.
And now we have to.
And now we've got to make ourselves bigger.
I think you just said we couldn't dance because we can't dance,
look
basically.
big.
I don't need to look big.
Neither do I. Alright, so let's get into it. Let's get into last weekend.
Yes.
You changed your profile picture on Twitter to be with Adam Jones.
That is me.
Yeah, that's very exciting.
He's such a name dropper.
I know.
That is very exciting.
I was at an evening with him the other night and sat on the table
One
with
of
him.
many.
Well, I wouldn't like to say. But it was interesting because somebody did say to him, I don't know who's the biggest.
Just to point out, we are in the ring tonight. There is an open training, so later on we're probably going to have some filming of the training.
Oh, cool.
Assuming we can work that out, we don't really know.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Maybe. I may go out there and try and check somebody.
Is that
Most likely to be myself.
I have to say, if that's training,
no,
we're not going to win next week.
That's not training.
I hope that's not training.
No.
If it is, we are in a lot of
We've got a couple of juniors out there we're thinking of warming up, you know.
Yeah.
That one kid
to
keeps
throw
falling over.
pampers.
It's quite worrying. Yeah.
Although there was somebody, a little one, just hanging on the back of Max's jersey being...
well, it's not unusual,
all
is
the
it?
things we can see.
Guys have been hanging on Max's jersey for years.
Right, let's do it.
Can we overdub some music at the start? So
we probably can. It won't happen because Chris never does that, even when he says he will.
Yeah.
So we get told,
it makes
he's
us
going
look
to
so stupid.
CGI in some good bits.
I think it'll sound amazing.
Edit
You
stuff
do
out.
it,
We
drop
say
in the
it's
beat.
really horrible.
Yeah.
And then,
Should we do it now?
Well, like Boots and Cats.
They're not watching, are they? We could talk about anything.
We could do anything.
Yeah.
We could
Anything we like.
We
Go.
could talk about them.
Beatboxing, go.
I'm doing Celebrate.
Do you?
Woo! Celebrate good times.
Come on.
It's
a celebration.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway,
We're not going into
One of them saw me.
We're not going into the second chorus.
are we going to do the program now?
Yeah, we are.
What they're actually doing is probably watching a second screen
I fancy that.
so they can see
So
what's
first
going
off, let's talk about what the balloon says. We're talking about Hull, apparently.
Yeah.
on. Oh, it says it's someone's birthday.
First off, we'd like to really
That's what it
thank
says.
we'd like to thank Jon from Red Army Travel for basically running Match Night Live for us on Saturday. That was awesome, mate. Thank you very much. We had conflicting Doctor Who schedules, and we couldn't do it ourselves. Sorry. It's the truth.
It is true.
Yeah.
It
Well,
was,
apart from me, because I was at a testimonial dinner for Adam Jones. Did I say that?
It was awesome.
Oh, by the way,
it was awesome,
horrific
man.
shirt.
Yeah, Doctor Who was great. I just got to point something out, though.
Yes,
We are amateurs, of course.
we really are. And if
But
you weren't aware of that,
We've all started off talking to the audience, looking at the TV screen facing us.
Yeah,
Yes.
rather than the camera.
Rather than the camera.
They're entertaining. Isn't it? I keep on looking at it and wondering why it's at a weird angle. Now
I keep looking at the screen because I really don't like it.
Whatever we do, do not look at the
screen or the camera.
We need to look at the camera if we're talking
Got you.
behind the fourth wall.
Hello, fourth wall.
And a big thank you to Gerald from Red Army Travel as well, who was the other tweeter.
And Gerald. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure it was just Jon or
Skippy,
Gerald.
Skippy wasn't concentrating, so
I'm hopeless. I really am. Sorry.
yeah, he was watching Doctor Who.
It was great. It was great.
It was excellent. And very kindly, off the back of that, shall I go into that?
Yeah, do it. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, off the back of that, John Wildthing Williams from Red Army Travel has written us a match report, which unfortunately I've got to read off my phone, sorry.
Because we forgot things like paper and
Yeah.
printers, because we're idiots.
And we're in the ring.
Yeah, we're in
We
the
are
ring.
in the ring, we haven't mentioned that.
Yeah. Rink.
Okay, ready?
Yep, go.
On the bus to Hull, a few of us were discussing the lines and were saying that we would like to see Lord play on the first. When the game started, clearly we weren't the only ones, as Lord was lined up alongside Foulkes and Kirker, and Blight worked with Jake and Ben. Immediately the lines looked balanced, and CJ being back gave the third line pace and energy as he rotated with Pigsy. Myers was a beast all weekend, and for me had his best back-to-back games since he came home. He didn't take a shift off, and he just kept coming and hitting and playing like a leader. Plumpton, whatever he did, single-handedly wound up most of the Rays team, and they seem to be more interested in getting him than focusing on their own jobs. Good work, Plummer. The Red Army was on top form from the puck dropping to the last second and drove the team on from the stands, as we'd expect. All in all, a great team performance, and great to see that follow through till Sunday. Lacosta was a wall, and Oo's confidence, and his D fed off that. How did this guy get some people on the forum saying they didn't rate him? Crazy. As far as my money goes, the best goalie we have had since Holofsky, and he might just be the guy who helps us get the season going, and who knows, maybe a pot in one of those knockout competitions. So a big thanks to John for taking the time to write that out for us.
Brilliant, thank you.
Because unfortunately none of us were able to make that game.
No.
And great to hear that the guys had left it all out on the ice on Saturday night as well as Sunday. So.
It did, however, have the entertainment value of the wedding speech totally written off.
It was like you were about to give Alan away for marriage, which was impressive, really.
Sorry.
Do something crazy now, John, to make
I should have
up
held it up, shouldn't I, like that, and then it would have looked, and I didn't have one of those clear
you could
auto
have put it by
screens.
the camera.
You could have just put the thing right in front of the camera and let people read it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you'd have to account for different levels
Reading
of
speeds.
Well, and I'd probably get people texting during it then, and
that'd be hilarious.
That, that could be problematic.
Normally we have to turn our phones off because they get really cross if we don't have an interview.
No,
I turned it off now. There we are, job done.
Mine's on.
Professionalism.
I remember now, my coat hasn't got a pocket in it.
Oh dear.
Right.
Inside pocket?
Yeah, for some reason it hasn't actually got a pocket, it's just a hole.
There we go.
I know.
Isn't that what a pocket is?
Well, yeah, normally got something in the bottom to stop things falling out.
Right, go straight through.
Yeah.
All right, so that was the first of our two games of the weekend. So beating Hull, 4-1 away.
Yeah. Well, that's a good result.
That's an awesome result away.
I mean, stating the obvious, but beating Hull away from home, I think it's good. It's not, like everyone keeps saying, the league has tightened up this year. There's no easy games, and with the run we've been on, the confidence level the players have, or had possibly going into that. It's a resounding win, isn't it?
I mean, look at the games. Some of the games from recently. I mean, Edinburgh beat Nottingham. Was it away or home? I can't remember.
I think it was home.
It was home. Yeah, exactly. So there's no easy game in the league anymore. Anyone can seemingly beat anyone.
And it also sounds like we were in control of the game emotionally as well. Like there was a good reference to Plumpton there. I've seen a bit of the footage where Suderman lost it a bit with Plumpton and Smith lost it with Plumpton as well. And it does seem like we picked the right moments. And sometimes it's injuries that can do that because obviously, we're not short on numbers on D because we've got 5 D men back there, but we've got 3 import D, and it's important they stay out on the ice, I think.
Yeah.
And I think Plumpton doing that job of perhaps he's found a good role for himself there.
Agitating without taking too many penalties.
And I'm
himself.
sure he'll start dropping the gloves again when we're back to full because he's full numbers because he's a gamer. But it sounds like we actually made the right decisions, and that's so much what it's about, isn't it? A top level sport, and so often we've seen perhaps just the wrong decisions being made, and that can make the difference. Whereas it does seem like just with that bit of confidence, we're starting to make smart decisions as well now, and that's great. I mean, of course, I predicted that we would win that game, and not by the margin. And I did suggest, I was the only one who suggested we might nick it on the Sunday as well.
Yeah, you're the one wearing the daft hat.
Yes,
isn't that exciting?
I thought I predicted a win on the Sunday as well.
No, I don't think you did.
No.
What did I say then?
You said something after I said it, but
I was off copying you then.
You're just following. Anyway, so Sunday, the game against Steelers, which we kind of segued into naturally, and I'm going to break that out.
Okay.
And talk about it formally in a formal, look at Sunday, wasn't it great kind of way?
It was.
Yeah.
Tempo,
brilliant.
Yeah.
D, tight. Lacosta, amazing.
Yeah.
Forwards, doing it all.
Well, a lot of people have said, haven't they, that everybody did their job, and I think that is what you expect their job to be. Or it seemed that people had roles which you would expect them to be comfortable with.
They seemed to know what they were doing.
And know what they were doing, and that makes such a difference. And you talked about it last week, didn't you? Where some guys seem to be shooting where maybe they should have been passing, and other guys, so you either had everyone passing or everyone shooting. Whereas there seemed to be a lot more clarity.
Who was going to do what?
Home game, who was going to do what? Kirker was just causing all sorts of problems with his creative play, wasn't he? And then there was a bit more directness from other players. Myers brought a big physical game, didn't he? I thought he was
outstanding.
Outstanding game from him.
Probably my man of the match, to be honest. Although Blight did a good game as well, and it was.
Blight put up 5 points over the weekend. I think that was a big deciding factor. But I thought they were the best performances we've seen from Myers.
Yeah.
Particularly the one where he held the man off to make the reverse shot, which unfortunately went astray. I think he got a bit of a bobble on it, and it missed. But it was He did all the hardest bit, actually. Fantastic effort.
But no, it was.
And it was the same all night.
It looked like one of those goals where you could just see somebody's going to score at the end of it. A bit like the Richardson one down here, which I think was against Steelers as well a year or two ago, when he just skated the length of the ice and put it away. You just knew he was going to score at the end of that play, and it looked like that with Myers, with that move in it as well, and he just
strong.
He just missed somehow. But
I don't know, he stayed up.
No.
And CJ was a great foil as well.
Yeah.
Working really hard against the boards, really quick, not scared against Spencer.
Yeah.
No.
Well, Spencer, it was interesting because he was probably, you could imagine, after probably being slightly embarrassed the weekend before against Brett Henry.
Slightly embarrassed.
Well, okay,
I've
maybe.
seen the footage.
I don't know if embarrassed is the right word. Surprised maybe by Henry.
Maybe, yeah.
Well, the result is probably a slight embarrassment, perhaps.
Yeah, it looked. To be fair, it looked a bit like Henley had kind of jumped him a bit to me. Because Spencer didn't even have a chance to get his gloves off in his defence. He's not my favourite player, but I was trying to be fair.
Henley got the jump on him.
Yeah.
But if you're coming at a player face to face, and you're two physical guys, and you've just been roughing it up yourself. You've got to be ready for that.
What do you have?
Well, so that's not for me. That's not a jumping at the start of the fight. It's one guy's just more prepared than the other.
Basically, he didn't mark us a Queensbury, didn't he? He didn't say, "I say, my good man,
yes,
I wish to fight."
Should we step out now?
Should we step out?
I don't understand that. Has to be like some of the best fights, and to be honest, the most enjoyable fights are when something happens from a flashpoint, and that came about because there was stuff going on in front of the net, and Spencer was throwing his weight around, and Henley came on for the fight, and for me, that's more enjoyable a lot of the time than the stage ones that not stage, but the kind of nicely
and
arranged.
Zamboni.
But the point was, Spencer
Zamboni,
did try and throw his weight around, didn't he? Well, speak louder while the Zamboni's on the ice. But I thought we kind of had the right balance again. We didn't sort of retaliate too far, but we stuck up for ourselves as well, and maybe threw a hit back here or there as well. Again, players like Plummer and Myers, Beer Breyer as well. They weren't afraid to hit Spencer either, so that was good.
I admit, I feared the worst from Sunday. I came into the game not expecting a lot. I hope we sneak
on paper. You know what Steelers have got on paper.
Well, on paper they're amazing.
They really should be right at the top of the league, and you have to question their desire when guys who have that quality aren't performing at the level, and it wasn't just against us they haven't been performing.
They've been talking about their record on Sundays, haven't they? And there was actually a piece on it today, I think.
Apparently they don't do well on Sundays.
Yeah,
maybe they need to work on that.
So it's something like they've lost 9 from 11 games on Sundays, which is either suggests mental weakness or physical, a lack of
preparation,
a lack of fitness or something, because that's not great. And a lot of those have been at home as well.
We used to be a bad second period team, but to say you're actually bad on a whole day, that's an issue.
Well, I was surprised because every time you see a Steelers team, down here we see them more often, but we do quite a few away games there as well, and they're that kind of team that just scores at the key moments, like they did in fairness at the end of the first period to make it 1-1 at the end, even though we probably had the advantage in the play. They scored.
Well, and they didn't score.
Oh yes, they didn't even score.
No, because we scored all the goals in that game.
Yeah.
they created the play that led to the puck going in.
I don't think anyone wants to point that out, really. To be fair, we scored all 4 goals in the night.
Yeah. So
and their guy that came in fell over.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't. Unfortunately, they wouldn't have scored it, and we deflected it in trying to defend it.
Yeah.
But that's hockey.
That's the way it is. We won, so who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
But you expect them to kind of push and sort of come on strong at the end, and they normally outwork teams as well. And I felt you could see, other than the first few minutes in the third period, we seemed to be sitting back a bit. But then after that, they seemed to be happy to just sit back, soak it up, and dump out and try and hit the break, which I thought was an odd tactic with all that quality that they supposedly have and do on paper.
Well, I think they've seen it work against us before.
I think he's watched the tape from the Clan game and the whole game week before, where we've sat, teams have sat back, defended, broken well, and scored on us.
But they were a lot more in the game the first period, less so in the second, but still when they were kind of offering a bit more, and eventually the pressure just told, didn't it?
Was that the game plan? Doug said to him, look, you will get opportunities in this game. The Devils will attack with one man up, there'll be a lot of loose pucks, you'll skate up there, you'll have a chance.
It seemed a strange tactic though, because although we have been a bit weak on the odd man sort of situation and everything, last few weeks, and especially on Sunday, the coverage from the forwards was so much better.
Oh, much better.
I can't remember any odd man rushes, the D not being 3-on-2 with just the D back and stuff like that. I can't really remember that.
Lord, Faulks, Blight, Morissette was outstanding for me.
Yeah, he was.
Ben Davis,
Two
CJ,
game-winning
Myers,
goals for Morissette over the weekend.
all the forwards were back checking.
Yeah.
And the forecheck was excellent. Morissette. I thought Morissette was tremendous.
He was ace.
Unfortunately,
he does a lot of great work in his own zone as well. He's a terrific penalty killer as well.
There was a lot of guys could have got man of the match, I would have said, and you know that the team is performing well when you think who was man of the match, because you could have given it to Lacosta, because he was outstanding. Myers was outstanding. Blight had a 5-point weekend. That's always going to be outstanding, because that's something we've been missing. Faulkner was outstanding. Lord was outstanding. I'm sure that guy, if you cut him in half with that hockey written in him.
Did you mention Morissette?
Yeah, Morissette was outstanding. The D, like Plummer was out. I thought Plummer had his best games in a Devils jersey. Marsh is always big on the ice. He always does his job well. Richie's always good.
The D were actually less noticeable in a way because they weren't having to make the desperation plays because they were being helped out as they should be by the forwards, and they just played. They showed what they're capable of when they get that support they're supposed to get as a defensive unit. I thought because they were almost less noticeable, but there was just I don't really remember too many. I
didn't feel nervous very often, and I'd have to say that both Quiney and Batch had stepped up their games too, and they were making that the simple first pass this time rather than trying something complicated. Like skate round your man in your own end behind the blue line. You don't really want. They both made the first pass look a lot better. There was a couple of incidents where they rode pressure against the boards to play the puck out. They didn't turn it over, which they may have done previously. Tried to make a hasty pass, which hit a blind reverse or dump it off the boards and it goes straight to one of their guys and they skate in on the net minor. We didn't see that, and I think they were the biggest. I think the biggest developments really was the way we played the puck out of the D. We didn't give the puck up. Sorry, am I taking too long?
No.
Really says happy birthday on it.
Really.
Am I using too many fingers?
Somewhere.
We didn't. We did. No, that's all right. We didn't get the puck anywhere near as often in our end. Thank you. We didn't get it in the neutral zone like we were.
No.
We didn't play it in the neutral zone in the same way as we were before. We were getting it out of there. We were using it. We were using guys like Kirk, who I haven't mentioned, though I should, who was absolutely tremendous. But I guess we kind of expect that because Kirk has got so much quality. But you never think when Kirk has picked the puck up and he's skating up, oh no, we could be in trouble now.
Yeah.
Safe pair of hands, fantastic speed, incredible on his skates.
Yeah.
Not many guys who can take an edge with him and follow him round.
He doesn't lose the puck, does he? I mean, once he's got the puck, he's keeping it. There's no this. Oh, I've lost it. I've passed it wrong. He keeps the puck.
And he does back check. The one time he lost it, he put in a huge back check to
I watched
regain
that.
it.
He didn't have chase back. He wanted that. The spinorama that he almost made. Fantastic effort on that.
That would have been a highlight. That would have been a season highlight reel goal already, wouldn't it?
If he'd made that, he wasn't far off. I think it was right on the line, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And he did one great delayed pass in one of the plays where he held it up just that split second longer to create the opening. He's just got quality written all over him, and and it's great to see here. And I think that's helping the other guys as well to move their games on.
Yeah.
I think it was a little bit of an issue initially because he was so fast, and we were struggling to find guys to go with him. But I think now that we swap things around a bit, we're really starting to see.
Well, that I love that dynamic for a top line. I always have since watching it's not quite the same obviously, but since watching what Pyatt did with Calder and Carlson at Coventry. I know Lord's not the same player as Pyatt, but he did create more room, and we've seen this year that Faulkner with a massive season last year definitely been closed down more as well this season. He's come back from a long injury as well. People are going to target him more. Kirker's going to be a key man to shut down as well. But just with Lord on that line, it did seem that there was a little bit more room for both of those players as well, and I think that makes
but he's very tough on the puck.
You
Lord.
can't move him either.
And he works so hard when he's not on the puck, when it's his shift. You see him everywhere on the ice.
Yeah.
You'll see him. I watched him skate into the defensive zone after the guy.
We can to the ice where it happened now because we're here.
there.
Down there it was.
I watched his eyes
on the ice.
and his mouth was open, and you could just see it. He was almost grinning as he was because that guy just loves hockey. You can just tell he loves it. He's oozing joy of the game. There was a bound in his step as he chased after the Sheffield player. His mouth was open, and he was he was. You knew he was going to get it.
He was awesome.
And he got the boards, he pinned the guy in the boards, he got the puck out and he played it off, and fantastic. I love watching him play.
Yeah, oh no, fantastic. I think
brilliant.
when you see the players and individuals play in the way that you expected of them perhaps when they came in.
Yeah.
There's a lot more excitement about watching the team as well, and for me that was one of the most enjoyable games I've seen in years in this building. Not just because we won. If we'd have lost that game it would have been disappointing, but you'd have gone home thinking actually that was bloody good entertainment. That
Even from our point of view on the Inferno, I mean, when we get a win, normally get about 6 comments on a win. Oh, that was a good game, and that's it.
Yeah.
This game got about 9 pages, and it's still going on, which is great. You know, we knew it's like 16 pages.
Yeah.
And everyone should be fired and shot into space and all that rubbish. But then we win a game, and no one says a word. And this game, 8 pages. People are still talking about it.
And just as a segue there, the atmosphere felt good.
It did.
Oh, incredible!
Yeah. The crowd were actually in the game,
and it built through the game. And it really felt, you felt great to be in the building.
Yeah.
It was one of those that I found myself leaping up.
Yeah.
Both arms in the air.
I really wanted. I was so tempted in the commentary area just when we scored that goal, just to get up. But I felt I was moving to go to them, but it did.
I did.
It felt like that.
Both arms.
That's what it felt like.
And the noise coming out of the block 15 it was full of the school kids and our sponsor Brett from Drum Depot.
We put his logo.
Yeah, he was having a great night.
Yeah.
As normal, block 2 and 3 were incredibly noisy, as they always are.
So, I mean, it does sort of go to show, doesn't it? A good performance, a win, and there'll be noise in the crowd. And I've said it. I think that people have been talking about the atmosphere, haven't they, recently, and things like that. As far as I'm concerned, we've been losing most games. That's probably the reason. I know there's been all sorts of reasons thrown about, but that was proof that if you've got a good game to watch, an exciting game, and a win obviously as well, and finishing in that fashion,
they're on the ice.
That's usually the main reason for a good atmosphere in the building, isn't it? It's the players doing what they're supposed to do, the fans responding, and then you could see the players lifted off the fans.
We always talk about the fans lifting the players. I think it has to be. Sorry.
You do an inside-outside.
I keep turning round as well because I'm half expecting somebody from the team to just pop up and start doing little.
I'm waiting for a puck.
Little things.
The inside-outside being when the guy skates to the inside and then back to the outside, or to the outside and then to the inside to make the play. Sheffield's tried it a couple of times on us.
Yeah.
And it made me a bit nervous because we haven't always done well against it, but we were really good against it, keeping them to the outside.
Yes.
All things we talked about, kept them to the outside great in that game. We weren't allowing many central opportunities at all.
Their power play looked the least threatening I've seen it in a long time. I mean, I know they've got. I mean, Longlay's very good. I thought he's a very good offensive guy, but the chemistry that you don't know, but the chemistry offensive, very good offensive guy. But the chemistry between Saric and Legui
I don't find him
together,
offensive at all.
No, you don't.
No.
That is something they're missing, surely, isn't it?
There's something wrong.
Did Legui take a point on Sunday? Do you have anything at all?
I suspect he didn't, but I'm not 100% sure because he was 1 point off 500.
1 point off 500,
which is an amazing achievement, isn't it?
In general, a lot of Steelers.
That's quite loud. Yeah. Okay. It might get a bit harder to hear.
We're all going to end up like this.
We will try and speak up. Don't worry.
That's the difference to the real hockey players on the ice. The Bucks now doing 100 instead of doing 40.
The children were quite quiet earlier on.
Absurd.
This is going to be great.
People are playing hockey in this place when we're trying to film a show.
Exactly.
Sake,
no consideration.
What is going on?
No consideration for idiots anywhere else in the ring.
So who is this?
What? It's the. Oh, I don't know. Hang on.
If this is you. Well, we're not live, so it doesn't matter.
The sound volume is going to be terrible.
Tell us and we'll give you a shout out.
Well, I've moved the mic a bit closer, and I'm hoping that maybe will cover us off.
If this is you, we'll give you a shout out next week. If you, not that you probably care.
Slowly learning what those lights over there mean, and I think they mean it's fine.
Yeah, I think that's okay.
Yeah.
Well,
so maybe we should move on because
I'm
understanding we're probably 20 minutes into the program already.
26 minutes, I believe.
Incredible.
Yeah, I know, it's amazing.
And you said we'd have nothing to fill the show.
I know.
Is there any bad news this week?
My balloon's got a real big miss.
I don't think we need to cover half of it, to be honest.
No,
not at all.
I think we probably can go on to the end section, can't we?
Was there any bad news?
No, there was no bad news I could see, you know.
There was a little delay on Lippman 9 and 9 coming in.
Oh, you got it. Is that right?
While he recovers from his... It's not Lippman 9 and 9, no, I made that up for Aled. A little delay.
That sounds like a song, that.
It does.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything to use it with, but
I keep thinking of Lipton's iced tea when you say it as well.
It's lovely.
So he's coming. He took a knock, didn't he? I think.
We knew he took a knock when he was signing.
But basically, Mark Smith is more or less back, isn't he?
Yeah, he's fit for this
weekend.
So there's no point.
Homeboy still banned. What side do you sit on that though? Because I mean, yes, there's no point bringing a guy in when I can totally understand the point about not wanting to disrupt chemistry after such a great weekend. But that will have to be disruptive because you'll still be in before the end of the convoy ban.
I mean, it's going to
I think it's probably about letting the guy recover at home a bit longer as well.
However, yes, and then on to that point, but that was the point Brent made, wasn't it? Which I thought was an understandable
A
one.
reasonable point.
A reasonable point. Absolutely, because you could see what the guys were feeling after that game.
After the game, fantastic to see them all together after that game.
It was a good video actually. But I forgot.
I was going to say, even if we rush him in, we play him before he's ready. That's done.
But do we need to play him? That's my.
I don't think
There's
we do.
an argument. Does he come in, do a bit of light training,
What, to
spend
give
some
guys
time
a
with
rest?
the guys? No, just spend some time with the guys, just to get acclimatised before going into a game. Because this league's all about you turn up and play on the day you arrive half the time, isn't it? So is there value in that, or
Well, I think he'll be in early next week, and he'll have most of the week training with the guys then before the weekend's game.
Exactly.
And whether he'll play or not that weekend, we don't know yet, really. So.
Well, no, it's going to go into they talked about competition, didn't they? Whoever's playing the best gets to play.
How many more games are there after that?
I think it's 4. So it's next weekend and the game's the weekend after, and then we'll go back up to full strength.
And that'll be great to see because we saw what we can do with 2 missing imports in the last game.
Yeah.
Which we didn't really, we haven't really used that as an excuse, but we had 2 missing imports and we still pulled out some good performances.
We didn't need an excuse, did we? Because they won, so
And all through the season, in fairness, because I've harped on about it and been criticised for it, including being asked if I stopped taking my medication. We've outshot virtually every team in the league. We just haven't been hitting the twine with it.
I was told the shots on goal after the second period, and I honestly disbelieved it because it didn't sound right.
No.
We completely dominated shot-wise.
Well, unless they were counting shots by Sheffield that were going in the corners, I don't know.
Well, goals normally come with confidence as well, don't they? So hopefully now there's confidence.
As we progressed in that game, I always felt like we were going to score. I haven't always felt like that. The shape on the ice was much, much better.
Here we go. Confidence next weekend. Devils confident. Panthers confident.
Panthers with a lot of injury and
a lot of injuries,
suspension
a lot of bans,
and a lot of players.
We don't know what team will be playing yet because we're not. I think there's 1 or 2 of them that aren't necessarily long term. They might be playing, but I think Wren has got a broken foot, isn't he? So I don't think he'll be playing.
They didn't say what happened to Kowalski really. They rested him after the first game.
He won't be playing, is my understanding.
Yeah.
I think they're going to play
Loins
Conway.
was injured, isn't he? Loins got injured.
Henley and McKeeler will both be out, won't they?
Henley's definitely out, so they have to be down 1 import at least anyway because of the ban from the Spencers.
They lost to Brit over the weekend as well. They lost Rob. I can never pronounce his surname.
Lakovic.
He pulled muscles and stuff.
He's a great player as well.
Talent.
Yeah, he's excellent. Yeah, but so Saturday when they come into the 10, I think.
That's a big opportunity for us.
Yeah, I mean, people talk about the Continental Cup hangover, don't they, as well? But they went away, they played 3 really tough games over a very short period.
They played very well too.
And they played really well. It seems like they were really unlucky.
They certainly represented the elite league for Great Britain really well.
Unlike, say, for example, Steelers have in the past. So I'm getting eyes of James, I don't know why. What?
But I think it's a good... It's a good time to...
We've been criticised for being too long in the past, so...
It's fine. It's 10 minutes.
Let me make my point.
Just keep talking. Yeah.
Good.
Sorry.
As good a time as any to play the Panthers, I think.
It is, yeah.
I think that's a fair point. That's probably the fairest point we can make. It isn't going to be easy. No. It's never going to be easy against a real quality side like that with an excellent coach. But if we're going to do it,
given where we are and given where they are,
I did see some interesting messages from Steelers fans after they'd lost. How could they have lost to the Devils? But I think for people who haven't seen the Devils play this season, they probably don't realise the Devils haven't been far away from winning a lot of games.
Yeah.
Well, aren't they calling for Doug Christensen to be
hung? I think
hung, drawn, quartered. They're calling for Doug to be out. Yeah.
Well, in fairness to Doug, there isn't any coach in the league that I'm aware of who has more attention to detail than he does, that knows more about the team they're going to face. And a similar situation to some we've seen at the Devils this season, where players maybe haven't performed as well as they should. It reflects badly on the coach. The guys who came the other night didn't perform well enough. No, they didn't play for their jerseys, and it reflected badly on the coach. I don't think it's necessarily his fault, but they didn't play like the guys that we know that they are.
No, not at all. It was quite. I spoke to Scott in Sheffield again because I always ask him about Sheffield games because he's really good, and he was saying the guys he highlighted as being the ones to watch out for were not the guys the stats said we should watch out for. So I'd written my who to watch list, and it was sort of, the standout Sirianni and all those guys. And he was like, no, it's not. It's Jono's playing well. It was players didn't highlight on the stats. It was really odd.
No, and unfortunately on the night, none of them really stood up.
No.
No. Well, one person.
Well, Doyle didn't have a bad game.
Doyle wasn't bad, and Hill was oddly aggressive.
Yeah, Hill didn't have a bad game, but
Are you suggesting he wasn't aggressive when he played for us?
No, I'm saying he wasn't.
I know.
when you're playing behind a team,
what you were saying.
When you're playing behind a team that's retreating, it's difficult to look good, and too many of their guys were retreating. So they stood off the puck too much.
Yeah.
There didn't appear to be much desire going on.
No, it was very odd. It wasn't very Steeler-like.
No, heart-focused desire all seemed to be lacking.
Yeah. So,
but it was good to see Hilly back on the ice.
Long may it continue.
Yeah. Fingers crossed, more of that, please. Yeah, great. That concludes my balloon of things to talk about.
Oh wow.
Match night live at the weekend. Obviously, we will be running both nights this weekend. By hook or by crook.
Look at the camera.
Yeah, I'll be in Nottingham.
Look at the camera.
To all my friends in Nottingham,
I don't want to look at the camera.
You're looking at the picture.
I can't help it. Yes, so we will be running both nights. Apologies for last weekend again. There's no webcast on Saturday, is there, from us? Is that right?
No,
from the Devils?
because of Premier Sports rules.
Yeah, Premier Sports are in. So
in what block?
We don't know. No one said.
Block
There's been no
3, I think, was what we were told.
Block 3.
Somewhere around there.
It was Block 3 lot when Sky Sports were in. So if you sat in Block 3,
so that might mean Block 3 has to mingle with Block 2.
I think Block 3 will be over this
they're
side,
over
possibly.
this side.
Yeah.
Some of them might choose to join Block 2, which would be
Was what I was told. But I'd quite like them to be over this side, so they're noisy by me.
True.
That'd be great. It'd also be great for them to be able to enjoy the drummer without any sound delay.
Yes.
I thought.
yeah,
that's true.
He's great.
Yeah.
Brett, drum depot.
So big hello to Brett, who isn't with us tonight, but will be again soon for all those who are missing him. Equally as crazy as last time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's saying something we've already done.
It's a big thank you to Red Army Travel, who are our sponsors for tonight.
We did that already at the start of the show.
But another big thank you to Red Army Travel, who are fantastic. Everyone who went to Hull said they had a great time again. I'll be travelling with them to Nottingham on Sunday.
Yeah.
And
that'll be good. Oh, there's a trip on Sunday, is it?
Yeah, looking forward to that.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Always good to go with the
well,
guys.
Hopefully after a win on Saturday night as well.
Hopefully, yeah.
And that Sunday game is actually a cup and league game. Does that affect us in the cup? I should have looked this up. I'm not sure. Are we guaranteed a certain position in the cup anyway?
I don't know. We're going to go through, obviously. I think we're just
definitely
battling
second.
for... Yeah.
It's who we play, really.
So it's basically the league element of it that's the most important part of it.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Well, although that doesn't really make a difference.
Well, let's just go up there and win it.
Just want to win it. I mean,
Then we don't have to worry about what difference it makes.
All right, we're being bullied about time, so I think we should wrap it up. There's no Allied socks this week.
No, but I've got a good reason for this.
Okay, you do it.
Well, normally I bring you Allied socks because there's been a lot of doom and gloom, hasn't there, about this year, and I thought I'll bring a bit of joy to everyone who watches the programme and try and lighten things. And I know a lot of people do get joy from it. That feature, especially.
I love it.
You do, and the players love it as well.
They do.
So
Plummer's been looking in the shops to try to buy a couple of those pairs.
Of course, I think I should take him shopping. But of course,
what a day! Take him shopping, buying coffee.
Yeah.
Get him some nice socks.
Yeah, he might come on the show then.
That's an invite, Plummer.
Yes, it is. Well, to all of them.
Yeah, any of the guys, if you want to come on the show.
Yeah. They might already.
And we do food.
Yeah.
Awesome sandwiches.
I'm not buying next week though.
No, it's my turn.
But.
Awesome.
Of course, this week everything's wonderful, isn't it?
Yeah.
So there's no need for any of this week. I've just got plain white sports socks on. Don't need any.
I feel like you've got
Long may that continue.
Exactly,
because the next time I'm wearing exciting socks will be when there's a bit of doom and gloom about. So long may it continue that I'm wearing boring white sports socks.
So if you walk into the room wearing, I don't know, pink socks with orange sparkles, I'm dying. Yeah, is that how it works? Yeah.
Are we going to play the We're Going to Win song now? It'd be lovely to stick that on the end of the programme.
It would be, yes. It would be
lovely.
lovely
Sort of
to
fade out and leave they're not looking. If we sort of fade away,
we can sort of move and just leave the guys on the ice behind us.
We can just walk off.
Thanks to everybody who's watched tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. Apologies for the noise.
Because winning isn't the only thing.
That's lovely, Alex. You're very talented. No one would know.